In the week of June 10, 2012, law enforcement in Grand Forks were dealing with an outbreak of violent overdoses. A mystery drug on the streets had already killed 2 teenagers.
We've got multiple overdoses. We've got 2 young men that have lost their lives. I mean, what's more serious than that?
Tim Purdon is the U.S. Attorney for North Dakota.
That was unprecedented. I've been U.S. Attorney now for going on 4 years. This is the only time we've reached out to a school system, to the university, and said, hey, there's this danger on the streets right now that people need to be aware about.
As the emergency warnings were being issued, investigators were desperately trying to find out just what this drug was, and more importantly, where it came from.
It took lab analysis to determine the true nature of these substances. When we learned what they were, 2-CI-NBOMe, 2-CC-NBOMe, that was new to us.
2-CI-NBOMe and 2-CC-NBOMe are synthetic designer drugs, chemicals designed to imitate the high of the banned drug LSD. These drugs are so potent, a dose the size of a few grains of salt is enough to get high. North Dakota's top federal drug prosecutor had never heard of them, and neither had Christian Bjork's parents.
I had to go to the internet and look up information on it. And I really didn't understand the whole synthetic drug. I didn't know what it was, didn't know how dangerous they were.
The message we got after we went on the internet was that somebody had said it was okay for these drugs to be on the street, and they had been tweaked. But that's all we knew.
Synthetic LSD has been blamed for at least...
Parents across the country are now learning the painful truth about synthetic designer drugs.
Investigators say he overdosed on a synthetic marijuana,
otherwise known as K2.
With deaths and overdoses reported almost daily.
Poisons a 15-year-old girl.
16-year-old Sam life abruptly ended at just 18 years old.
These drugs are being marketed and sold as legal alternatives to marijuana, cocaine, methamphetamine, LSD, and heroin.
In the last 4 years, more than 300 synthetic designer drugs with names like Spice, N-Bomb, and bath salts have flooded into the United States. Even the popular club drug Molly, which is marketed as a pure form of the drug ecstasy, is being replaced by a variety of synthetic compounds. According to DEA scientists, the highs may be the same, but the molecular structure is modified just enough to evade the law.